Chad Emmerich, Mr. Rapp, present. Michael Simmons.
Present.
Russ is not here, and Mr. Joe Thorpe. And having a quorum, we will proceed. Report of the minutes from February 26, 2025.
You should have them posted as in your drop boxes. Look, everything look okay. You can approve them.
Any questions to the minutes? Do I have a motion to accept the minutes as is? Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. The minutes stand as recorded. All right, moving on to unfinished business. Mr. Metz.
Water quality testing, we have not got the reports from Comores for the February issue. They usually send it to me the third week. So next meeting in April, you'll have the February's report numbers. Okay. But so far, everything else is going okay. And did do a carbon change. They did finish the carbon change out at 58th Street too. So it's good. We'll go ahead with it.
Did you go?
Yeah, okay.
Go ahead and run right through it.
Well,
Is it?
the ARP discussion is, we're funding. We're still talking in reference to 28th or the stormwater project, stormwater and ARP and money in that. So we're still spending the money where it's accountable for. Okay, so it's still good to go. 5-year plan, not much update since y'all was here a couple weeks ago. It's kind of a short meeting. So did you all have any updates or any discussions about the 5-year plan? I think it was presented last week or last meeting pretty well. So we'll be continuing working on that. I asked Mike from here on out to do more of a presentation on our projects and our 5-year plan as a graph. I'm going across the screen what it does. They're called flow charts. I'm not called that, but I call construction sheets. It'll list the project and it'll list it from this date until projected into that project, and it'll show you break out where we're standing on each particular project. So you all can maybe understand a little bit better where we're standing on, say, the sewer line upgrades or the water line upgrades. It'll show you the chart going across with dates down and be colored chart. So I know I asked him to do that. I'm sure he ain't done with that yet. But next meeting we'll start with that. So then we'll progress on through and everything we're working on, especially in the 5-year plan. Okay.
Great.
Yes. Okay. Dredging pond run dry dams. Are we going to wait for the money from grant money, or are we going? Right now, we have $450,000 in stormwater department. I think that's what Amy said we could spend. There's $900,000 in there, but it's $450,000 available.
With the conversation, I believe doesn't that come available in the next budget season when she combines all of those funds? I believe that gives us the opportunity, because we obviously can't do anything until the new budget season, but that would give us the time between now and then to see if we get any updates. We'll make some phone calls within the next coming weeks to see where we are on that funding. If it doesn't look like that's going to come to fruition, then, my recommendation, I think, and it would be, the recommendation to the VUB is to start to work on that, obviously in phases at the beginning point and working our way up, so that we can start to make some progress on that.
Okay.
I'd like to ask you a question.
Sure.
Mike, when this thing gets out to bid, actually bid, who's qualified to do that?
As the contractors?
Yes. I mean, I know that you all did elevations and all the things to know, because it's interesting. It sounds like, okay, great, we're just going to take an excavator in there and we're going to just clean out the debris, but it's not that simple. The drainage, the runoff is really the key when you start thinking about pond run. Who's qualified to do that? Any contractor, or?
They'll have to, there's specialized
people to do just the grading portion. I mean, it's pretty amazing the stuff they've got to keep. It's GPS. They can figure out exact grades, and they really are good at it. The ones that really do it.
So you have experience with companies that have done this.
Yeah, we did one real similar in Point Pleasant where they came in and basically just they program it in and the machine goes and
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Does it just clear it out, or do you remove it, or how does that work?
Yeah, you'll remove the materials that are in there. We have the original design drawings, so we know what the channel looked like previously. So they'll remove everything out and put it back the way it was originally designed.
And they're responsible for disposal and all of those.
Yeah,
various
and
things.
you had someplace, I think.
We do. We could either store it up here or Mr. Harper can store it in his property. It's just a drying out area.
Yeah,
You can
right.
reuse the dirt. It's not a contaminant
Right.
area. Okay.
Yeah.
I would like to keep some of this, mix it in with our topsoil once it dries out so we can use it in our backfills of our water projects and things.
There'll
So,
definitely be plenty of it.
yes. And it's
Yeah,
good soil.
that's so funny because, when you think about that, you can't take very much off that thing without the backflow from the Ohio River coming back in. It has to dump,
Yeah.
and
great
that's the
work.
reason why I asked that because
Mhm.
that'll be interesting to watch.
Yeah.
You couldn't go below that water table.
No.
Right.
You would have a canal system up through center of Vienna.
Yeah. Well, plus there's a lot of utilities crossing Pond Run and we don't want to disturb either. So
Okay, thank you.
So I think that's the plan. If it doesn't look like we have a good look at the money coming through, then we'll address it. We don't have the funds to do it all in one hit, but we would address it on a phase process, starting from the far end, working our way up.
yeah. Or look at the dry dams first also. Because the dry dam structures at Greenmont and Glenbrook are getting near capacity with silt. So we might have to go in there and dredge them out also. So maybe do the section from say 16th Street down plus the dry dams.
Yeah.
And be able to move up.
Understandable.
We did, Chad and I did meet with some individuals out to the dry dam structure. I think it was Monday. And he also talked about the state is actually looking at doing the dredging from the dry dam structure down to Rosemont Road. So
And I had never been out there before. That is a huge area, unbelievably huge area. I'm familiar with dry dams, especially the one down in the Greenmont area, but I had not been back up to that one, and it's quite an impressive structure.
It is. It's pretty cool.
So we'll look at that and see where the money sets. We're going to do that or 28th Street, so keep on 28th Street project down to 34th. Lead service line inventory, everything's going good on that. Reports sure being filed. We're doing our lead and copper testing throughout the city. Finishing reports on that. There is some violations as we got into in the water department because misnumbering of testing areas and sending out some letters. We sent them out. We didn't report to them that we sent them out, so we got to correct that issue, but it'll be okay. And we'll talk about that later. There should be a letter come out at end of May when we do our CCR report. It won't be in the CCR report, it'll be separate, but some violations we've had in the water and sewer departments will combine that, and we've had a report since 1993, I think is what it is. So minor violations, nothing serious, nothing wrong with the water. So just Department of Health issues, I call it. They say we send the report. They say they don't get it. Natalie deals with it all the time, but we get violations for it. Don't make much sense, but okay. SCADA system upgrade. Well, Enter did show up. So I was going to recommend to Russ today, and I'll call him after the meeting if it's okay with you. Go ahead and send out the letter. Mike, you'll have to work with us, notifying that we do not wish to continue their services, and I think we need to start with proceedings about acquiring our money back that we've spent with them. and they can remove what they have in our current system and possibly put out back out the bid. Okay. It's been a year and a half. They keep making promises. They talk to Mike, talk to me, talk to Natalie. They do not show up. So I'm not sure what's going on with our company because it is a good company. We still buy products off of them. We still buy our chlorine, our fluoride, a lot of water fittings, and they're a good company. But the SCADA system is not good. So, all right.
You want me to contact them?
I don't think I think it's past that point.
Okay.
I think it needs to come from the attorney, a letter from the attorney. Okay.
Does it require board action?
Huh?
Does it require board action?
No, I'm just letting you know. We talked about last meeting, and I'll get over Russ and saying him and Mike can sit down. We'll write the letter saying what our issues is and see what the response is going to be. Okay. Yeah, we'll send out the letter first, and then we'll talk about legal actions after that if they don't do anything. So, but I'm really, to be honest with you, I'm really scared. If they do come up and install the computers and get the software running,
What's the support going to be?
what's my support? Because I'm not going to have any. So I'm going to have to address a different company and say what Virginia about the SCADA and let them start maintaining that program that we bought off them.
It may be best just to cut bait from this situation and move forward. Be safer, potentially.
In 27 years, this is the first time I've had to do this for a company, to cut ties and legal proceedings. So, meter replacement project. Right now, we got 150 meters left. We're waiting for our last shipment of meters in. Once they get in, the guys will finish up the project. So, been over a year, 6,000 meters. So it's actually gone pretty well. We did that all in house. So, I mean, most companies will charge you $1 million to come in and switch out your meters. So we did that in house with 3 additional employees. So 3 employees in our staff, not additional, but 28th Street storm drainage improvements. Again, I guess you're asking for authorized to bid. Do we go ahead and bid that out and see what the pricing is, or do we wait for that type of grant money or do the project? If we do pond run, we're not going to have the money to do 28th Street project. So do we bid it out and see where it is, or do we put a hold on that? I know there's some people in that area that's concerned about flooding. Chad, you sent me an email the other day, a lady concerned about 30th Street. That is 28th Street project, storm drainage project. But I still feel that the priority for the city of Vienna should be addressed upon that. But that's where the flood control structure is.
What number are you on, Jay?
Huh?
What number are you on?
Jay.
Okay, he kind of skipped around there.
Yeah, I
a
was
little
going to say, what happened to H&I?
I'm just getting ahead of it. I'm talking about bad stuff. So.
Oh, okay. Oh, no.
You want me to follow the agenda?
This is simply a suggestion.
Why bother now?
Why start?
Well, meter replacement project went great. Wells 9 and 10. Wells back 9 up and functional. They removed well 10. Pulled the pump. They'll be come back in and do the cleaning of it next couple weeks. We talked about the upgrades to the building. I think it looked great. Very happy with Mr. Harper and his crew doing that pitched roof on it. I think it makes it look more like a building that fits that area. So, and they're still working on the inside painting and doing electrical work. Couldn't be more pleased in that part. It's okay. Water storage tank conditions. Of course, I give you a report on the elevated tank at OVU or WP now. It's done, completed, was filled back up. The tank at Millstone is drained today. They're coming tomorrow to do an inspection on it. So if any of y'all wish to go up there and look at that tank, tomorrow would be the day to do it. It's pretty impressive. You can stick your head inside of it, walk around it if you want. I've done it.
Where is this at?
It's at Millstone tomorrow. Yeah, we'll be opening hatches on it.
Housing development.
Yes, sir. Jimmy Waggle's
Just
place.
go up in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, go up there. We'll, what time your inspector's coming?
Probably around 10, I would think.
10. So if you want to go up around 11 or something, yeah, well, it's pretty neat. I've crawled in. Yeah, it's a different environment inside that tank. So once you look at it, it's pretty
Probably
cool
be
to
your
see.
only
I
time
was gonna
to
say, yeah,
look.
I almost have to do it.
Yeah, you almost
so,
have to do it now.
just don't let people take pictures of you come back out, because
They're going to
to me
start.
last time they said it looked like a walrus getting burst. So it's like, yeah. So
They're going to start at 11. You said.
yeah.
How long
Yeah.
will they be there?
Probably a couple hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
Won't be too long.
Yeah. If you
I
want to,
I have a meeting at 11, but it shouldn't take that long.
yeah, you come noon. We're going to close it back up. So we'll wait.
Field trip.
Yeah. That's the one in Millstone. Go up around the backside, and there's a road that comes to the backside of the tank. Just park on that road. There's a house that's a new house that's right there. Go down that asphalt road and park there. You can go through the gate and get inside the tank. There's hatches on both sides. We'll have them both open. Okay. Yeah. All right. So we back online now.
So on Jay, now that we're back to Jay,
Yeah.
do we have any? If we put it out for bid, do we have any costs associated with us to do that, or
We already pay Mike no matter what, but the legal ads at $200.
so should we do that and at least gauge where we would be
Yeah.
with that?
We can do that.
Yeah, I think, the question, if you bid it, it'd be hard, I think, to go back and tell the contractor, that no, we're not doing that. We're going to do this other project, because they'll put time and effort into, coming up with their bids. So the question would be,
But don't we need that to be able to gauge one project against the next?
Uh,
I mean, if I'm wrong, just tell me.
the both very expensive projects. We knew we only have money for one, so I guess that's the question: what project we were going to look at? It's catch-22. We're kind of waiting on the grant money.
right,
If
28th Street,
yeah,
we did apply for the next round of grants, which will go through June 30th of 26. So we would have next year for the 28th Street, because we nominated the Phase 1 project. So, either we could do the Phase 1 now, because I think the reason the Phase 1 was important is because it's in front of Jackson Middle School. So if we want to do it during the summer.
Yeah.
So we're going to miss this summer. So it's going to be next year anyway before we can do it. But
Okay.
So we want to wait.
So I would wait.
Well, yeah, I guess that's
okay. Just say we wait.
If we can't do anything, if we know we can't do anything with that, until.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what's the thought then for? Are you going to try to do the dredging? Is that the?
I would like that. Yes. I think the pond run is a priority in the dry dams.
Let's reach out and get a good idea of where we're at. If we can get any good feeling on the funding source of that, if we get a warm and fuzzy, if we do not, then we know which way we need to move forward.
So that be with Baby Dog, or that be with Capito, or
I would say it'd be a combined effort.
Okay.
Capito's office seems to be very workable when it comes to these projects. She's been very supportive. She's also very supportive of what's going on in Vienna as a whole. So we might have some better availability and communication with that. So we'll reach out. Okay.
12th Street lift station, the discussion of the floor, Mike went down. Did look at the floor. The option is to patch the existing concrete floor. Rest of it's deteriorated, or hit the expanded metal grating over top. I'm leaning more toward the expanded metal grating over top of it, and I don't think the concrete. I think we're going to patch it here. It's going to be bad here. we're just gonna keep chasing that. So I'd rather just do the new flooring, expand the metal, aluminum, whatever it takes, and call that project good. So that's what you all agree with. I'll have to turn it over to Mike, let him design something up and see what's going to fit. Okay.
Any doing board action or just direction?
Just letting you know, you'd have to do, you going to do a work order on that, or
Yeah, let me see how much.
general funding, or
Yeah, are you going out to bid with it, or will you guys do it? Or?
I'd probably put that to bid. I don't want my guys not to bid. I don't think we're capable of doing something with that. So
Now, how far would it, if you know that hole, if someone fell through it, how far would they fall?
yeah, the water's right there. I mean, you're going to fall in water.
Yeah, but how deep is it?
It's 5 foot. But
Okay.
Not a happy place to be.
no, you wouldn't. If it was 2 foot, you wouldn't want to be in the water. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
All right, so you're going to work up cost estimates and
Yeah, we'll come back with a cost.
new business, election of the vice president. So we can run the meetings when, if Jim's not here. We didn't confirm with Jim. Did he respond to the email or anything? Okay. I know he's been sick, so he probably still is. So, and he's been ill. He missed council last Thursday. We had to do it by phone because of illness. So you want to proceed with that? It's your all's choice. Election of the vice president.
I would nominate Randy.
I'd second it.
If you're willing to take that, I don't think that needs to be an elected official again with
All right.
on top of that, unless either one of you want to be considered. No, by default. So,
For Randy.
okay, I made a motion, you made a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Get that down. Okay.
Motion
Good.
passes unanimous. Congratulations. I'm really good at delegation.
Just leave my pens, okay? So, you don't ever
These
use
are
your?
without a doubt the junkiest pens
I
I've
probably just
ever
took it from
seen
the
in
city
my
building
life.
anyway. So
So needless to say, you are cheap, okay?
I am. You're right. I don't even like the pen. So, do you still use a Dropbox, or you still want your paper format like some of us?
I
use
like
paper.
I like it in paper.
I do too. So I agree. So
I
Okay.
kind of like people to do it.
really, okay, but that's fine. We can make you all folders, and if that's, I guess I'm in the manager's report. So if y'all don't like using Dropbox, I can. Well, I can't, but Natalie will make you folders.
Before we get to the manager's report, the round building that's down there
Yes, sir.
that we've discussed,
Mhm.
do we want to try to look and move forward with possibly having that demolished?
Yeah, we could. I got the estimate on the roofing, and it's cheaper to have the building demolished than it was to put new roof on it because the dome structure.
Is that something we should do prior to or after the kayak launch project would get started?
Either
doesn't-
one. I mean, kayak launch is not going to start till June, so we could have it. I could work up some bid specs and bid it out because the cost estimate's around 18,000 to have it removed. But you going to take that out of the sewer department? Is that what you're wanting to do? It is an old sewer structure or general fund.
I'd like to go to the council
Okay, so general fund.
as a general fund
Okay.
expense. I'd like
Well,
to leave utility board money alone, if we can do that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I didn't know if I had any money in the sewer department to be able to do it. So if you want, well, I'll work up some specs to say demolition of the building, removal of structure, concrete foundation, and then I'll put out the bid. I'll get with Amy and we'll put out the bid.
Because I think that torn down in combination with the development of the kayak launch will increase the aesthetics of that piece of property 100-fold.
What you
Okay.
got in that building?
We've removed a lot of stuff out of that, but we put some cage or some wire up for the pigeons, but they still get in. So we try to keep stuff out. We used to keep the cones and the barricades and stuff. We moved to this complex, and I think we're going to get a new structure up here, maybe with the
with
parks and
yeah.
so that we can add some additional feedage to that and fit the cones and stuff back in there. So or whatever we have. Okay. The parks needs a new building built for Christmas decorations and storage. They currently rent a building, so they use the last part of our building up here. That all go in one structure. So the location of that, I guess, I don't know if it's been determined or not. Steve talked to me the other day. He said it's coming up here, so I didn't know.
Yeah, I thought our general conversation was to keep or to try to direct all city storage in this direction, so it's centrally located.
Yeah, I agree 100%. So that's what this complex is built for. Randy used part of it when we built this complex. I mean, there's a tiered structure, and when I did the grading, it tiered the top section out for future growth. I was more of a leaning that structure up there like a pole like we did on this left-hand side. But, I think we'll do some price comparison on that, reference to aluminum structures.
Okay. So yeah, we're good. So
yeah,
we'll look to demolish that. Done. I'll look to do that out of general fund and tie that in with the development of that piece of property. Okay. I just wanted to ask.
I'll get with I'll meet Mr. Harper or some of his employees down there, just kind of get what they're looking at. I know it's a 16-inch concrete structure, thick wall structure with rebar. Just kind of want to make sure I get the bid specs right that each contractor can bid. So
okay,
I'll get that to you next week.
All right, thank you.
Manager's report. There's a job opening in the Parks Department. One of my employees took that position in the Parks Department. It was Mr. Runyon, Joe Runyon, Joe Runyon was over the sewer lift station department. He maintained 12th Street plus all the lift stations throughout the city and the stormwater lift stations, and he did the reports on grease interceptors for restaurants, inspections, and backflow inspections. So we had that position out to bid, or out for if anybody wants it in my department. I have a couple guys interested, so the candidates has been once that position is qualified. So we'll move forward with that, but there might be a little change in what we're doing. So you won't talk to Joe anymore, but hate to lose Joe, but I understand why he leaves. A lot of stress in my department, and it's not always the best place to work. It gets to you after a while, and Parks is kind of more of a laid back, do one project and you're done kind of thing, where we vary so much it's difficult to deal with. So I want to miss Joe, but the employees that are going to step up will be qualified to do that position. We'll have to get them retrained, get them certified as a sewer plant operator. Currently, we had two individuals, myself and Joe. I can still carry a license, so there's no concern about that. The new candidate will require to go to school and pass that test. Okay. The biggest.
When will that happen? When is that?
It's posted close this Friday, so some of the candidates are already doing that job right now. So it'll be transferred over to full time probably Monday.
Okay.
Once Stephanie looks over the applicants and I approve it, then he'll be appointed Monday. Okay. But he started actually. Some of the candidates already did it today. Joe left yesterday with the payroll. So, if you all read the paper today, did anybody read the paper?
I did.
Okay. So you know what's in the paper.
Oh, I want to talk about it.
Yeah. Okay. City of Parkersburg is going for a rate increase. Headlines. So here. Okay. Now, I read the report, and I have not talked to individuals of Parkersburg. It might affect our rate structure up here because if they increase the resale customer, which we are, but we pump our sewage down to them for treatment. I did not see any increase in that, but I'm sure there will. So If they do that, then we'll be back to issue of a new contract with Parkersburg, which you'll have to approve, and we'll have to raise our rates, adjust that. But if you all looked at some numbers, Randy, I don't want to take your talk, but I looked at their numbers and looked what our numbers is per 3,400 gallons of sewage. They're wanting to raise theirs up to, they're doing a staggered rate increase from starts in 2025 up to 2028. They're going to start out the rating. The current rate is $40.39. They're going to raise up to $47.53, and then in 2008 they'll go to $48.70. Okay, so they're looking at total of 20, almost 21% increase. Okay, so I hate to use percentages because it's not really legit. But you're looking at probably $8 additional increase. Okay. $8.50. They're going to raise their rates up per 3,500 gallons. Now, let's put that in perspective. Our current rate structure is at $30.94. So, once they get raised in rates, our rates will be approximately $18 less than what theirs is. So we have room. Ours is coming, right? We all know that we'll have to raise rates in water and sewer to handle the future projects. We got one thing, plus handle our expenses now. It's a really nice written report that they did in the paper and talked about the reason they're raising rates is because, things go up, fuel goes up, the fittings go up. I mean, our fittings, dressers has increased drastically. Piping has gone up drastically, and it's going to continue to grow up. So that and loan is for a rate increase, plus our projects. But I went ahead and went through some numbers of adjacent companies that around here and sewer companies and give you all some more perspective. Morgantown, where ours is $30.94. Currently, theirs is over $71. Okay, Lubeck is over $66, almost $66.70 to be exact. Okay, same price. Lubeck, Claywood, and North Hills is both $64. Okay, ours is $31. So Union Williams is over $57. Boaz is over $55. The same fee that we charge $30 for. So
on average, $60.
Huh?
If you average all those together, about $60.
Yeah, and if you look at American Water, theirs is like $98. Okay, so you can clearly see how far we're down that list. Right now, we're sitting at 41, lowest in the state. Parkersburg is at 100, and then everybody else goes up from there. So we have room for a rate increase. Okay, which we're going to have to do.
How many gallons?
3,400 gallons.
3,400.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the thing that concerns me about this thing right here,
Mhm.
and what I would like to do is I would like to get, I know you've done some preliminary numbers, but I would like to ask you to get with Amy because we are the largest customer that the city of Parkersburg has. All right. And so with this right here, what are we going to pay them the increase? I mean, it's going to be huge. You look at that, it's 17, 18, 20%. Okay. But the thing of that is we didn't gain a thing. We're talking about raising rates so that we can afford these projects that are in the 5-year plan. Well, because Parkersburg is now going to do this, even if we raise rates, all we're doing is keeping up with our payments to Parkersburg. That does not increase our money in order to do these projects that are on our list. And that's a problem.
That is correct. I read an article in the paper. They did not mention anything. They did talk about some projects going on, but it wasn't reference to plant issues. And at the current time, we are responsible for a certain amount for that plant, and it's built into the yearly rate that we pay them. So our rates might not go up for that, okay? Because they're talking about line extension, line upgrades, not plant upgrades.
For them.
For them.
Yes.
But so that's what our rates is based off is the plant, not their service lines.
They talked about the different projects that they've got out there. But it's don't get me wrong, I would not want to have a sewer plant. Okay?
Yeah.
I would not. all right?
No.
However, in the way this thing was structured, we're responsible for a certain percentage of every piece of equipment, every upgrade that they do. And so, they buy new pickup trucks, we get to pay part of that. That's part of the way that it was structured because that's the equipment it takes to maintain that
Yes, sir.
facility.
Yeah. They get pay raises, we got pay.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, it's just it. We're more like partners with them instead of being customers, but
Yeah.
that
But
thing's been in effect for years.
again, it has to do with the plant, but they're talking about external outside that plant area. So I have not been addressed by anybody from Parkersburg say, hey, we're going to raise the rates on you. When that time comes, we'll have to address it. But that's a whole different issue with them.
Over the
So-
years, the biggest issue that we've had is the I&I thing. If we could ever get a handle on the inflow and infiltration, because they don't care what it is. If it goes to that meter at that plant, you pay. If we could stop that stormwater from getting to them, it would be huge. Am I right, Mike?
Absolutely.
And so, but
We'd
there's no
also
way
be
that
rich.
we can't go underground to find out where the water's coming from, but we've tried. But at any rate,
Yeah.
I would like for Amy, because I've seen the numbers, they're going to come to us and say, okay, you guys, and I'm using these numbers off the top of my head. I have no idea what they are. These numbers are, we're going to pay them $60,000 a month. It's now going to jump to 72. Well, whatever it is, that increase did not help us a bit because we're not able to use that money. We're simply making a payment.
Yeah.
And, that's a problem.
So do you reach out just to get?
Yeah,
an
I can talk
initial-
to Eric down there, but I've seen a couple of things. But it again, you know how it works. The rate structures. If he wants a rate increase, yes, in order to raise rates for us, it definitely kicks it right over to Public Service Commission. So every company out there tries to avoid that. So right now, he can raise rates without going to Public Service Commission for approval. If he raises rates on us per gallon, then he has to do Public Service Commission review. So
The upgrades always come to you, always.
Yeah.
And they're gonna send you a bill. They're gonna say, hey, in the last month or quarter,
Yeah.
however they meter, I don't remember right now. We took in 2 million gallons, 20 million gallons, whatever the numbers are, and this is what it's gonna cost you. And then Amy calculates all that stuff out. But it'll come to you. You'll get it first.
you
And,
get on a yearly basis. It comes to you to come to December for the balance to do. Sometimes we've actually got a reduction, but most of the time it's in December. It's because of overflow. They calculate we allocate so much fluid. If we go over that, then there's additional charge which we have to pay in December. Sometimes under. So therefore it's all percentage. So they say we're liable for 30% of that plant. And that's per gallon. So if we produce 1 million gallons per day to them, they're producing 10 million gallons. Okay, it's 11 million gallons in that production, and we're responsible for 30% of that flow of ours. Okay, so if our flows go up and theirs go down from I&I, then our percentage goes up. We're going to be responsible more for that plant. If our flows go down, there goes up, then their percentage goes up, and our bill goes down. Okay.
And you basically have to pass that cost increase along because
it's a given.
if not, it's coming out of your pocket.
Yeah.
And the thing with that is Parkersburg's got a totally different structure than what we do.
Mhm.
The Parkersburg Utility Board is really an independent, standalone business. Okay. Yes, they're accountable to the city of Parkersburg for the increases and what have you, but Parkersburg, kind of stands back and says, hey, whatever you fellas need, here it is. And so, unfortunately, I think we're going to have to eat this one. We're going to have to pass it on. Something's going to have to be adjusted.
Yeah. If that comes, that's a given. That rate structure is immediately going in place for our customers if they choose to do that. But right now, I haven't got any indication they're going to do that. Okay.
I have a question. This may be dumb. I apologize if it is.
No.
We charge our customers $30.94 per 3,400 gallons.
Yes, sir.
What do we have to pay Parkersburg for 3,400 gallons?
That varies in reference to the percentage of the plant
Is
again.
there-
So, but it's very minimal. It's not. It's the responsibility is to say it's pay 60% of that goes to them.
60% of the
Yeah.
$31.
I'm just getting that number out, but yeah, because it varies. But
I just was curious.
there's rate. I can't even say 60% anymore, but it's a rate. We still have to maintain our existing sewer lines, okay, and our employees. So part of that goes to that,
Right,
and part of
right.
it goes to them. So
But a big part of that goes to them.
we'll have to get the percent numbers. Let me get the numbers for you, and then I can just call you sometime. Okay, let you know, or I can talk to you next utility
Yeah,
board
yeah,
meeting.
next time.
Okay, I can give you exact percent what we pay them. So
So they haven't imposed that yet, have
no,
they?
it's proposal. It's in the paper. They haven't approved it. Yes.
I saw that last night.
Yeah.
You know, Chad, over the years, and I know Craig has strong feelings about this, we are the largest customer they have. We've always been of the opinion we should have a seat on that board. Okay, they're never going to do that. You know, I shouldn't say never, but it's highly unlikely. You know, uh, but it's just like this. It's a big impact right here. I mean, you go throw a 20% rate increase in when you have no say. Somebody has to pay that bill. You know,
And like you said, none of that increase benefits us as far as things we have to do.
no,
No.
It's just
Just money.
it's just a rate increase.
Yeah.
So can you reach out and just kind of get an initial?
Yeah, I can talk to Eric, see if
See what-
he's looking at the resale customer rate increase or not. So,
Yeah.
And what that might be. Okay.
Okay.
and honestly, the bottom line for us is we know we have to do a rate increase.
Mhm.
And we've kicked that can down the road a long time. If we have to absorb this one plus put in one to fund the projects that we need to do, yeah, hold on. It'll not be fun. You know, because it'll be a big number. It will. You know. Or and like them, they're phasing theirs in over 5 years.
Yeah, a very
I mean-
small percentage though. I mean, their biggest jump is that first year, and everything after that is just
I
a
know.
small, real
I know.
small percentage. It didn't really make much sense to me because I thought they'd be a bigger percentage per year. That's what I would do. I mean, I would do a bigger percentage per year than get it up there, but they hit that one right off the bat. Then there's small percentages from there on out, and I think that what it is percentages probably account for pay increases or equipment repair, that kind of stuff. It's very small.
Yeah.
I mean, you're looking. I mean, right now the 4039 they go up to 4753, but in 5 years they're going to get to 4870. So you're looking at $1 increase in 5 years. That's 20 cents per year. That's very minimal. That just covers pay raises.
So if this is done, we should look and consider, packaging all this action up together with what they would mandate with what we would need, figuring out how we then best deal with the overall increase. Is it one hit? Is it a phased approach? I would assume that it would be easier to our population on a phased approach. knowing that
Absolutely.
the number is going to be of
Yeah.
greater significance, because we know that it's going to have to be there at some point. But if this comes up, this basically kind of pushes us into it, and we just take care of it all at one time and move forward, rather than dealing with this, then coming back and dealing with, another. I think that would be not well received,
Right.
in a sense.
And I've said for 27 years, 28 years that I am a huge supporter of yearly increases in utilities. Okay. Your electric company does it, your gas company does it, your bread you buy does it. Everything goes up per year. And we wait for so long, 8, 9, 10 years before we do a rate increase. It hits everybody really hard. And it's been 8 years now.
Who's the guy that did that?
What?
Waited all that time.
That would be you.
I don't want to
We're
point a finger.
serious. We are a utility board here, and we do stand our own like Parksburg does now, and we have become that. But we still have to have the approval from council. Okay, so when I take the council, whatever we approve here, we might say, okay, we need the rate to go up $15, okay, to cover our expenses. We could take it to utility. I mean, we could utility board take it to council, and council could say, well, no, we're not going to do that. And they have to approve the rate increase. Okay, so we might ask for 15, they might say you're gonna get 10. Hopefully they don't do that. But there is always that option, and it did last time. We did lower what we originally wanted, so. Okay, so.
And I'm just gonna blame my predecessor.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
you know what?
Have a cookie.
I can't even do that
There's,
anymore. I'm
there's
gonna
a
blame
certain
Mike.
point
so-
when you're gonna have to do something.
Have
There's
a
no-
cookie.
No issues.
Now, I mean, we know that we're gonna have to do it. There's no question,
golly.
about that. I believe if Parkersburg pushes us into a situation where we have to then push on,
Yeah.
it makes the greatest sense to
Yeah.
do everything packaged. I would recommend more of a phased approach to it rather than just coming out and going boom,
Yeah.
knowing that individuals, we do have a higher retirement base within our community, and a large hit would be dramatic to a lot of families, or a lot of our seniors especially. And we could address it that would be as less painful as possible on the Vienna resident.
I agree. I mean, nobody likes paying higher bills all at one time. I mean, I didn't like it when my gas bill jumped up $60 a month, or my electric jumped up $40 a month, but I still got to pay it because I enjoy both
Electric
of them
and-
utilities. Okay. And I'll still pay. I live in Parkersburg, and I'll still pay Parkersburg utility bill because I enjoy that water running on my faucet. And in the middle of winter, it gets really cold to walk outside to go to the bathroom. Okay, so I like.
Although
the
after
interior
hearing this,
stuff.
you could probably save money by moving to Vienna.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Actually, I just can't afford the housing. Okay, so,
All right. Anything else?
no, just the next meeting, April 9th. Keep in mind, I did get the information. I do have a FEMA class that I do have to do every year. It is in June 11th through the 13th, and that is a scheduled time for a utility board meeting. So I might have to move it up a week in June if that's okay with you guys. I know it's a long way away, but I'm letting you know.
As long as
so-
we have enough time.
Yeah, so I might have to bump that up to the first week in June. So I can attend that class, and that I'm the certified floodplain manager of City of Vienna. The classes are more or less required that you go. I am going to take Mr. Rader with me this time, Brian Rader, which is over stormwater. He does stormwater permits. Kind of get his feet wet in the floodplain issues and let him try to pursue, working towards his floodplain certification, because you might not know this, but I'm not going to be here forever. So, at least get somebody in place that can handle that. That's why we try to do everything in duplicate around here. Reference sewer plant operator, there's 2 people certified, myself and Joe. Water treatment operators, I got to get somebody in that department that can start passing that test to be an operator 1. I'm getting low on staff. I got 2 employees that are operators in water, and they're getting it that they are at the retirement age, and they could leave at any time. At least that's really at least a shorthanded. We still have 3 operators. Don't get me wrong. I have 5 currently, but I need to get additional operators in. So we're going to be working with the employees, staff, and getting them pushed towards that. So, okay, that's it.
Any other board member comments?
I think it's a good idea, but talking about rate changes is to keep the citizens, customers of Vienna well informed, so it doesn't come as a shock to them when the changes do take effect.
Right.
Following up on what you were saying.
And is it okay to let them know, they are charged $31, Morgantown 71, Lubeck 66?
It's
That's
all
okay, right?
Yes, sir. It's all
to
public
me,
knowledge.
that makes it a little more palatable.
Yeah.
If I realize, even with the rate increase, I'm still paying. I don't know
Right.
why, but it makes me feel a little bit better.
I think we would package all of that information together, just to put the comparisons out there so that they can know and see. So I think that would be critically. I've got water in mineral wells, and I don't even use water in mineral wells. I mean, I have the service.
Yeah.
In my just for water, because there's a septic system out there, is $41 or $42 a month. I think something right at that.
Yeah.
If I look at it may be a little less, but it's right about that just for that. So
And then one other thing, Natalie's doing a very good job with the minutes. Just wanted to say
she's
very-
counting them, and she
very
says we've
good.
only got 6 minutes left before we hit that hour mark. Oh, not those kind of minutes.
She's been sick last couple. I didn't think she'd make it here today. To be honest with you, she's been sick this week. So
Well, we're glad to have you with us today. That's it. Again, as we close, congratulations, Randy, on your selection as the vice president of Vienna Utility Board. We'll get you some stationery and some business cards. That'll be great. If there's no other comments, do you want to do it?
No, sir.
Meeting adjourned.